Hi, everybody. My name is Chris Hemsworth. You no doubt know me from the Marvel Universe as Thor, but you may not know that I actually write young adult novels under the pen name of Darren Groth, and I'd like to show you a couple of them now. One of the books that I wrote is called Are You Seeing Me? And you may have even heard of this one. It's a story of twins who come over from Australia on a great vacation, a last vacation together before they go their separate ways when they get back home. One of the twins, Justine, is neurotypical. She is a regular teenager, and her brother, Perry, is on the autism spectrum, and they have been thrown together because of the loss and the death of their parents. Another book you might have heard of is this one, Munro versus the Coyote. This is a little bit of a swap of what happened in Are You Seeing Me? This is a young Canadian lad who comes over to Australia on a student exchange, and he is trying to find himself again after the tragic death of his younger sister, who had Down syndrome and died suddenly at school. And last but not least, a book you might also have heard of is this one. It's called Infinite Blue. I wrote this one with my younger brother Liam Hemsworth, who goes by the name of Simon Groth. And I would describe this very, very simply. This is a love triangle with a difference. This is a girl, a boy, and the water. Very interesting, isn't it? Well, I'll leave you with that rather than give any spoilers away, but it is, as I said, a love triangle with a real difference. So, I hope you're going okay out there in these very surreal and weird and slightly stressful times. For any of you who are writers, who are looking to improve your craft, I've got a couple of things to mention to you that might be of some use. One of the things that I'd like to mention is that if you are ready to put your work out there, if you're ready to give it to somebody else, make sure that you put it in the hands of somebody who will be two things. They will be positive and they will be honest. Many times, writers, even writers who've had many books published, will tell you stories of they gave their work to somebody who really was very discouraging, particularly early on in their career. So make sure that whoever you're giving your work to, that you will get those two things from them. You'll get positive and honest. And that way, that will be a good step forward for how you continue to develop the story. Another thing to keep an eye on is that once you've got it in the hands of somebody like that and you're getting feedback from them, look for what I would say is specific and emotional. When we give our work to somebody, we generally say, well, did you like it? Did you think it was good? And they'll say, well, yeah, I thought it was great, or you know what, it wasn't really my bag, or whatever. I think it's a good idea to be much more specific with that, and also emotional. I'll explain what I mean by that. Specific means you say to somebody, on page 136, when the bad guys got the gun pointed at the head of the person who's, leading the charge on this story, how did you feel? Did you think that the good guy was going to laugh like he did in the story? And in doing that, you actually tap into the emotional content of the story, because that's what we do as writers and as novelists. We're trying to be emotional engineers. So if you get the feedback that says, yeah, you know what, when I think about it, the good guy laughing at that moment, that actually really made sense. And it sort of gave me the feeling that, it's going to be okay. He's going to get through it. And if that's the emotion that you are aiming for, then you know that the writing is working. You know that it's actually doing the job. And if somebody says, well, you know what, I actually thought that was sort of kind of out of place. I didn't think that was really in character with who that person was. Then maybe that's something for you to look at. That's something for you to go back into the story and say, okay, how have I put this together? Is this the emotion that I want to create at this particular moment with this scene or with this character or with this plot twist? So there's a couple of things to keep an eye on. Hopefully they help you out. And again, keep on trucking in these very strange times that we're currently in. I've actually got to get to the movie set for my next movie, Thor Rides the Skytrain. I hope to see you again sometime soon. In the meantime, take care and be safe.